declutter series, and it's just the beginning. This is only the second video. Last video I did foundations and concealers, and today we're doing the products that really assist those two products, where your foundation, your concealer aren't going to wear well without these products. So we're going to get into my primer drawers, my powder drawers, and my setting spray drawers. If you missed it, I'm in the middle of my annual major makeup declutter, and this year we're doing it in pieces, and it will really allow me to spend time individually reviewing the products, because I'm not a channel that's going to declutter 50% of my products. So do keep that in mind if that's what you're looking for. This isn't the declutter for you, but if you are nosy and wanted a peek into my drawers and my thoughts and my reviews, that's what we're doing. Overall, I'm just refreshing everything, making sure these products are all relevant to me and my channel and what I do reviewing products. But let's pull out these drawers. We got a lot of decluttering to do today. So my primer section is right here. It's not overflowing yet. However, it's gotten really disorganized over the last year. There's also one right here. So I'm gonna pull these 5 out and see what we can do. All right, let's begin working our way through the whole primer collection. Hourglass Vanish Airbrush, definitely one of my all-time favorites. So holding on to that. I do not like this. It leaves behind glitter on the face. I'm keeping it because it's new. So I have plans for future videos with this, but not a fan at all. Love this. This is so underrated. I don't know why anybody doesn't talk about the Luminous Silk Primer, because everybody seems to talk about the foundation, which is great, and the concealer, but this is also good. I am going to get rid of the Benefit Do La La. I just don't find that it does anything for me. So that can go. This is very hydrating and still lightweight, but feels like a skincare product from Kofi, fairly new. I'm gonna hold on to the Laura Mercier, who's kind of one of the OGs when it comes to makeup primers. I've been using their primers for a few years. Super duper glowy. If you want one of the glowiest primers on the market, Glossier. Be careful not to over apply because it can make the makeup look a little heavy, but it's gorgeous. This Peter Thomas Roth really didn't do anything for me, so I'm gonna get rid of this. And I do love a MAC strobe cream. I do. However, I don't love this color. This is the UV light. It's like violet. I'm just never going to use this color, so I'm going to get rid of that. Definitely going to keep Huda Beauty. This is good. It does what it's supposed to do. I just have dry skin, so it's not a favorite of mine. This is, in the summer, I love the glowiness, and then you can't go wrong with a little extra layer of protection. I mean, I have a few SPF products. Like, this is really just a sunscreen from Charlotte Tilbury, but it feels so good under makeup that I put it with the primers. Also, is this another SPF one? The Dream Beam from Kosas as well. So these are some of my SPF ones that I'll use occasionally. I love Danessa Myricks. The Yummy Skin Glow Serums are incredible. You don't need both because these are both very, very sheer. But I love how hydrating these are, and they smell amazing. Now, I haven't tried the Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm Serum yet from Danessa Myricks, but she actually recommended this for me to try. So I put it in my drawer to pull out soon. Love these from Dior. These are great. They're a little softer than the Charlotte Tilbury, but they do add a really nice natural glow. Over here on this side, kind of off camera, I have all of like the tinted bronzy ones. I'm saving those. I just want to get through the main portion of primers first. Like, I have the True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. This almost feels more like skincare, I would say. It doesn't really stand out too much, but I like it. Really, really love the One Size Secure the Glow Primer. I think you really killed it with this. On the opposite end, we have the Secure the Sweat, which I would have loved back when I lived in Miami, because I am dry, but I am sweaty. For some reason, I have 2 of the One Size Secure the Blurs. So I think this one is the newer one, so I'll hold on to that. But this one is still good. I have a friend who would really love that. I keep mentioning my friends. It's because I have my college friends visiting me this weekend. So I'm just like preparing for them and they're like ready. One of my friends is bringing a whole luggage just to bring stuff home, which I encourage. This from Milk Makeup doesn't really stand out to me. I have not been loving the new Milk Makeup products, you guys. Doesn't do much. This one is really cool. It's that snail mucin, so it stretches. I like it a lot. I also really like the Rephr. I hate the packaging. It's that like roller thing. Look, looks like it's leaking, but it's very, very nice. This is super underrated. If you have dry skin, but are like in the summer or you want your makeup to last a long time, I love this because it's hydrating, but it also helps makeup last longer from Urban Decay. This is an oldie but a goodie that I had gotten in PR semi recently, and I was really excited about it because this is like a moisturizer pretty much. It's really, really nice. But this one I've been talking about so much from MAC, the Hyper Real Ceramizer. This is one of the best pre-makeup products. It could also be skincare, but if you have dry skin, so good. Makeup is so good nowadays, you guys. That's why I like so much, because they're doing such a good job. Just like with these two. I mean, these are all stars here. Been loving the base thinner from One Size. This is incredible. It actually leaves behind the prettiest pearly glow. And then this one from Natasha Denona really gives hydration and legit glow. If you watch me, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. However, it is such a relevant, popular product that I do keep it in my collection. But it's not a primer that I enjoy, if I'm being honest with you. I have so many of these SPRAYS. I have Star Glow. There's a mini Star Glow here that I can get rid of. I do love these though. I think that this is a gorgeous product, which is why I have different shades. I've gotten these in holiday kits. So I have Warm Glow, Rose Glow, and Sun Glow as well. Gonna keep all of these because I do really like this. If I want something lightweight but leaves behind a glow, these are amazing. I am going to get rid of this Haley's Soft Matte Poreless Primer. It's a nice primer. I just have dry skin. Like, nothing wrong with it. I love this one from Jane Iredale. It's one of the best primers. It's the Smooth Affair. It really leaves the skin nice and smooth, but it's still hydrating. It doesn't dry the skin out at all. I'm going to get rid of this from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Moisture Grip, but the problem is it feels great upon application, but after 1 minute, it's almost like I didn't apply anything. It just disappears. So I'm gonna pass on that. I don't need that. I have the Illuminating Pure Canvas Primer and then the Blurring from Laura Mercier. Like I said, I really love the Laura Mercier primers, so I'm gonna hold on to those. I have a couple Fenty Beauty. We have the Soft Silk Hydrating Primer and then the Soft Matte. I love Fenty Beauty, so I'm holding on to these. I love the Silk one more. This is my bread and butter. I think they do a great job with this, but even this one is nice from Fenty, but I do prefer this. Have a couple of Smashbox. I know Smashbox is not as popular nowadays, but they do still have good primers, and they're still kind of always remarketing them. So we have the hydrating one, which I really love, the Primerizer. I used to use this in my makeup kit back in the day when I was a makeup artist, and then I always like to keep the original around because everybody talks about it. This is from the brand Espresso, which is an Italian kind of like Glossier, I would say. I love this primer so much. It is so good. Keeping that. I am going to get rid of this hydrating primer from Tarte. To be honest, it's just unmemorable, so I don't need that one around. Let's see. We have, this is just the Universal Yummy Skin from Danessa Myricks Balm Powder. Not my favorite, but when I do my friends' makeup, if they're oily, I will pull that out. I'm going to get rid of this KVD Pore Refining Primer. It's fine. I just have better, and I don't use these kinds of primers super often. Recently got a refresh of this one. Do you guys remember how popular this was back in the day? The Liquid Silk Canvas, but it used to be in a pot, or probably still is, but then the liquid came out, and this is like even better. So I just recently got this, so I'm excited about that. I do have this Tarte Smoothing Primer Base. This is nice. I haven't used it in a bit. I need to pull this out again, but it is one of the nicer smoothing ones. So most of these are my colorless primers. Over to the side, I have my colored primers, or like bronzing drops, like these, the originals. So these I've been storing with my primers. I don't love these, but these are so relevant. I keep them for the channel, but I don't love these. I don't love this style of product in general, so keep that in mind. Like, this is glittery. I don't like this. I am going to get rid of the First Aid Beauty bronze drops. Just will never, ever use these. These Dibs ones are okay. They don't stand out too much, but I do like this rosy color for the body. I won't use the lilac shade very much. It's okay. Again, I don't use these often. There's only very few occasions that I'll use them, but they do exist. Gonna keep the High-Gen bronze only because I'm such a huge fan of the original High-Gen, but we don't love this one as much as we love this one. I never used these Naked Sundays ones. They were pretty popular for a bit there, so I tried them, but they mess up my makeup. I just don't like these. They look heavy. I'll hold on to the Glow Recipe. I also do have the watermelon one, but that's on display. That's why it's not here right now. Don't use this one as much, but again, if my foundation's too light, I will. These Jouer, I really, really like actually the glow one on its own on my skin. The bronze one is okay. Sometimes I've used it as a bronzer, but I am going to get rid of the bronzer. But I love this on bare skin for no makeup day. And then we have these from Summer Fridays. These are more of a flat finish, which is actually really nice. I like how they don't look glittery or metallic on the skin. And these are newer to me, so I'll hold on to them, but I'm not, like, I don't have a relationship with these yet. I don't love them. And then the last one that I have used this before. It just came to me in PR, so I replaced it. But I'm actually just gonna give this away because I'm not gonna reach for this, so it's brand new. Now I've got to organize these back into their categories, but that's all sorted through. So how I organize these are like the colored ones and then SPF primers. These are the primers that give a lot of glow, like visible glow on the skin. These are more of like the blurring, smoothing type primers. These are the more hydrating primers, the ones that almost feel like skincare. And then this one is like miscellaneous, like hydrating, random stuff that didn't cover the other categories, but that's good. And then as far as decluttering today, we are getting rid of 15 different primers, which is okay. I was hoping to do a little bit more, but that's all right. We did good. When it comes to powders, I am so overflowing because they are just so large. So I have this drawer. This was an overflow drawer at one point, and it is now, it's a full drawer of powders now. And then, oh my goodness, this. And then this. I really love powders. For a girl who has dry skin, I really do love powders. So we'll dive into my loose powder collection first, because man, do I love a loose powder. They are just superior, even though I like a pressed powder too. Loose powders are superior. And I'm going to start off with these. We're just going to get these out of the way because I know this brand doesn't exist anymore, but Jaclyn Cosmetics, they make the best powders, or they made the best powders. So I'll use these off camera. I love the powders that were in the brand. Seriously. So I'm keeping all of those. I think they're so special. These are really ginormous from Makeup Forever, the HD setting powders. I don't need 3. So I'll keep the corrective. Well, lavender, I don't really like the lavender. These are weird shades because I'll keep the medium neutral. And then I guess I'll keep corrective lavender. And then the rose can go. They're just so giant. They're decent powders, but nothing game-changing. I'm going to get rid of this Hydra setting powder from RMS. It's one of those powders that feels wet on the touch of the skin, but this darkens my makeup, so it's just not a good shade for me. Okay, I guess I'll do Laura Mercier since I just touched them. Of course, need to keep their OG powder, which is just amazing. And then you guys know I've been loving their under eye powders. I have one, I think they remarketed or repackaged. I don't know if they reformulated, but I have 2 of the Secret Under Eye Brightening powders. But these are the newer ones, soft pink and translucent. And so then I can pass off. This is like the older one, though I don't really think it's that old. Anyways, Jones Road. I don't use these too often if I'm being honest, but I do like to hold on to Jones Road products, though this is very yellow and this is very pink. I might have to reevaluate on these, but right now I don't feel the need to get rid of them. Glossier. It's fine. It's not a favorite. Makeup by Mario, it's not underrated. I do think a lot of people love this powder, but I love this powder. It is so, so good for oily skin because of the body that it has. I am, however, not a fan of Benefit, and I would declutter this if this were not already being planned to be put in a bad makeup video because it's super duper drying. So I need it for a video, but otherwise it would go. Kosas. These pull brighter on the skin than they look, which I just can't decide which colors I like better because it depends on my look I'm doing, right? Sometimes I want pink, sometimes I want banana. It's just these are huge, but I'm holding on to these. Not the most amazing powder in the world, but they're fine. This is a classic. I've done a fun video with this one, the RCMA. There's not much to it, but I just had this for a video. So I still kind of hold on to it. One Size, just one of the brands I review, so gonna hold on to this. A bit too heavy for my skin type. And then also, this I replaced recently because I got it in PR from Milk Makeup. This is their matte powder. Nothing to write home about, but I do review Milk. I have even more Huda Beauty powders throughout my makeup room. They're everywhere because I always do my makeup with them. So needless to say, I'll be keeping most of these. Some of these have old packaging, but I am going to get rid of Ube Birthday Cake just because it's a terrible color on me. I knew better. This is my own fault. It's not the fault of the brand, but I won't use that shade. But I'll keep these other shades. I enjoy these other shades. Let's see what else we got. House Labs powder. Decent powder, very nice, very lightweight. Say, kind of forgettable if I'm being honest. I can't really tell you too much. I got this when I did a video doing like half of my face with it, but I never felt the need to go back to it. So it must not be that good. Sigma. I love this powder. This is one of the best powders. Soft Focus Setting Powder. Nobody talks about this. So stinking good. I love this. I love their under eye corrector. They do have some bangers. This is one of them. LYS. This slightly darkens my under eyes. It is nice and blurring, but I don't love this color because it's not really translucent. I can't stand when that happens. This is one of the best loose setting powders if you have dry skin. If you have a glowier base, right? This is one where it's not going to take away from your glowier base. It's still going to set your makeup, but it's not going to mattify it all day. It might a little bit upon application, but the natural finish that you had prior to applying powder will come through after a bit. So this is a phenomenal powder. So, so good. Also love About Face. One of the most super blurring powders and a fantastic price. Fenty Beauty, they've recently redone their powders. I must have them in my filming studio right now. This is a bit drying. I don't like this one. Their new ones are much, much better. But I'm gonna keep it just for video's sake. This Tarte, I bought it because I saw so many ads about how smooth it made the skin. But I bought the shade Lavender and I need to stop doing that because lavender looks like crap on me. So I'm gonna give this away. Again, user error. I should have just not bought that color. This is Old from Pat McGrath. Old, but it's a powder, so it's still fine. The loose setting powder. Nobody ever talks about this because the pressed powder is where it's at actually when it comes to Pat McGrath. But as you can see underneath this glass, she is a Pat McGrath fan, so we're going to keep that. And then I have Kimchi Chic. This is an awesome, awesome setting powder. I really, really like this. This was a TikTok shop inspired purchase, and I was not disappointed. I was, however, disappointed with this Laneige loose setting powder. It darkens the under eyes and it's almost too fine and I don't like the packaging, so that one can go. Dominique Cosmetics products are fine, but I'm just decluttering all of them today because I don't know, the brand doesn't excite me or something. Like, this is a good powder, but I have other good powders. I don't need them. I want to give them away. They are perfectly good to still be used, but I just have more that I like better. This is gold, you guys. This is the original Givenchy Prism Liebe powder. No glitters with this one. Definitely gonna hold on to that. And not a lot of people talk about the YSL loose setting powder, but this is also very, very nice. This is the All Hours Hyper Blur. I really like this one. And then lastly, Hailey's Beauty. I enjoyed this one. Very lightweight, very blurring. I just don't need both. I think one of them I haven't used. Yeah, this one. So I'll get rid of that. But I'm gonna hold on to the Translucent Fair because I do really like this powder too. These can go back in the bins and take up like so much space. Didn't get rid of that many. I'll show you at the end. So I'm looking at my powder collection here, you guys, and I think I might have some trouble decluttering these pressed powders. But let's go through it all. I have a couple from Chantecaille, so we'll start off here. This is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. It's super light on the skin, really beautiful for mature skin. And then this one is also, so this one's just a little bit deeper, so sometimes I'll use this to bronze. Needless to say, I love these, so I'm keeping them. I have 3 for some reason. It was a PR package, that's why. This is a Studio Fix powder. So let me decide, because I don't need all of these. They tend to send me deeper shades, which is fine. I'll just go out and purchase, you know, what I need. Like N4, definitely going to keep, and C 3.5. And then I'll get rid of this deeper one. It's just too dark. Also have multiple shades of this Jane Iredale powder, but I stinking love this powder, you guys. I think I need all of these shades because I also have one that's a little bit more skin tone for all over. And then this one is white for brightening. So I just love this powder so much. So I'm going to have to keep it. Wonder Skin, this one is new to me. I'm liking it so far, but I'm still like testing it. These are brand new from Dibs. So let's see. One of them I'm not using. This one. So I'm going to declutter this. And then I'll keep the New Beginnings shade. This is a nice powder. I've been enjoying it. And if you haven't tried the Florisis powder. Oh, there's 2 different ones here. Right? Yes. So this is so good. It feels like nothing on the skin. And then this one I don't have experience with. I forgot that I had this one, honestly, which means it should be decluttered. They always send me this in PR, so I know I'm gonna get this again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass these on, but they'll find their way back. This was such a disappointment when Hourglass launched these Vanish pressed powders. I was so excited. I bought 2 different shades, but they're a little on the drying side. However, with me being an Hourglass reviewer, they must stay. I told y'all earlier, Jaclyn Cosmetics has amazing powders. So I still use them off camera. Then I have this Too Faced powder, which honestly is kind of forgettable. But I don't even remember what I think about that, which is sad. I need to use that again. And then over here, I have the Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. A little on the drying side. I have their loose mineral powders that I want to try again. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the lighter one. This particular shade, Light Neutral, is not light neutral. It's very warm. So I'm just gonna keep Fair 10 Neutral. So I do think it is a bit ridiculous to have 4 of these Kosas powders, especially when they aren't even my all-time favorite. But I was looking at the colors that I have. So I enjoy Feathery, because it's like my skin tone. I have Breezy because it's also like my skin tone, but a little bit lighter. And then I have Buttery, which I can't even open. Buttery, which is a nice yellow. And I definitely want to keep the cotton candy one because it's pink-ish. So I guess we'll get rid of Breezy and I'll keep the skin tone and then the different undertones. This Tarte Amazonian Clay Pressed Finishing Powder. This is really nice at smoothing the skin. So I don't use this one too much if I'm being honest, but I want to give her another chance. This is fairly new. I don't think it does too much if I'm being honest. It's too expensive. This is from Dior. It's the Forever Nude Radiant Filter. It's not a favorite of mine. Neither are these Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powders. They just aren't as good as the loose setting powder, but you know I do a lot of Huda Beauty content, so I'm gonna hold on to them, but they're not my favorite. This is pretty popular. Well, I believe it won an Allure Best of Beauty Award last year. This is a Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Pressed Powder. I haven't gotten too much use out of it. I'm, to be honest, just not obsessed with it. I have other powders that I enjoy more, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I also have this NARS powder, which I really enjoy. This powder, I think it does a nice job of setting in makeup. It's a little bit more robust. We have this NARS powder, which is brand new from their holiday collection. Look at that. It has the beautiful tie-dye, and I'm really enjoying this so far. Look, this is a treasure. Now, if I could go back, I'm much more pale these days. I would have gotten a lighter color, but there's no going back now. The Face and Body Powder No Powder that they discontinued and never brought back. Dior, why? Keeping that. This was my everyday powder foundation that I used to wear when I was a teacher, when I taught PE, and yeah, I loved it then. I don't love it as much now, funny enough, but it served me well in my 20s, and I still like to keep one stocked, if even just for the nostalgia. This one I don't use as much as I thought I was going to. This is a Luminous Silk Powder from Armani. I should use this more. When I declutter, I always find things that I'm like, I want to use this more. This is one of those products. We also have one of the most successful products from Sephora collection because, you know, they're always bringing in and out different powders. So I like to hold on to this one because this is a tried and true from them. Honestly, I forgot about this Rare Beauty powder. It's fine. It's like a normal powder. Okay. This is the Makeup Forever powder foundation. They've discontinued this, I believe. So I'm holding on to this baby because I really enjoyed this. So you guys know I have a love for powder foundations. I don't use them as much, but when I do use them, every time I'm like, dang, why don't I use them more? So I have that. I also have the One Size. The One Size is pretty good. Natasha Denona has one of the better powder foundations on the market if you're looking for something more full coverage. I'm going to have to do a dedicated powder foundation drawer, I think. I don't use the Lawless one too much, but I do review Lawless a lot, so I'll hold on to this. But this one isn't by any means a special powder. The Tower 28 is okay. It can have a tendency to look a little on the dry side, so I keep this one for super brightening. I really like this color, and then this one is a little bit more skin tone. I didn't realize, you know, I used to think I only needed one color of each product, but now I really like to use different shades for different purposes, which is not good for my space. But Laura Mercier, I have a couple powders from them. You guys know I'm their biggest cheerleader, as I say. So I have this Luminous Pressed powder, which has a little bit of a luminous finish. It's baked. This is okay. Actually, I haven't used this that much. This is the one that's just okay. This is their press setting powder. This is nothing like their loose setting powder. It's simply not as good. And mine's looking a little ick, so I'm just going to get rid of this one and just go for their loose setting powder. We have this from Nabla, which is gorgeous. This is a close-up smoothing pressed powder. This really sets makeup in but keeps the skin looking soft. However, I'm going to declutter it. Not because I don't like it, but because I don't need it for work purposes. And there's just a plethora of powders. Some are gonna make it, some are not. Just realized I have another one of this one size. This one, Stage White. You never know when that's gonna come in handy. How fun. I have a couple of different Fenty powders. Nobody really talked about the powder foundation from Fenty, but they have a really lovely powder foundation. And then they also have this matte one, which is one that, as you can see, I don't use very often. I've replaced this since I've gotten it in PR, so that's why it's untouched. But they have new pressed powders with color. Those are in my filming studio right now. That I like those better than this one. But this is kind of a classic product from Fenty, so I do like to have it in my collection. Let's see, we have Westman Atelier. This powder, I liked it, but I definitely don't use it as much as I thought I would. And you know how Westman Atelier is so expensive? I don't see any anymore that I think I'm going to declutter. These from Kaleidos, who randomly just launched a collection out of nowhere. I really like these powders. I can tell you I don't need both. So I'll keep the light one and then I'll get rid of this one. But these are really, really lovely to shape and contour and brighten the base. But I just didn't need more than one. And you'll see these powders more throughout this video. One of the best pressed finishing / setting powders from Pat McGrath ever. I have multiple other colors swimming throughout my collection. They're probably in my filming studio right now, which, by the way, if you notice like things are missing, it's because I have my stuff split between 2 rooms and stuff that's in use for videos currently. That's where that stuff is. We have the Gucci Beauty powder, which not a lot of people talk about Gucci Beauty anymore, myself included. I do pick things up from them occasionally. This is a nice powder. I wouldn't repurchase it, but it's like, you know, bougie. I'm not gonna get rid of this. I paid too much money for this. And then finally we have these, which I recently restocked due to getting these into PR. These are the Haley's Recover Powder Foundation. I wasn't sure. Let me see what colors I want. These are a nice powder. That's why I've held on to them and refreshed them. I'm going to get them out of their packaging though. These you can use as a powder foundation, but lately I found I actually like using powder foundation to set my liquid foundation because I feel like it just makes the makeup look smoother. And I don't need both. I'm gonna get rid of the deeper one. And that is all of the pressed powders that I am keeping. Let me see if I can fit these all into my big bin. And if not, then I'll put the powder foundations in a separate bin. I did get all the powders to fit, but I have more, I know, in my filming studio, so I'm going to bring in this guy, and I'm going to put in my True Fuller Coverage powder foundations, and that will just leave us with a little bit more space. And some of these are powder foundations in here, but I like to use them to set, and these I like to use alone as powder foundations. But yay! And then all in all, I am decluttering 20 different powders, which is amazing. Actually, that's better than I thought we were gonna do for powders, so yay for that. So setting spray drawer is fully filled. I've even had to carry some down here because this is where my lashes were supposed to be, as we're messed up here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. We'll start off down here. Most of these are ones that I use. Like, I love this Jane Iredale spray. It makes me choke because the scent is really strong for some reason, but it's beautiful and refreshing. Definitely need to keep MAC in stock, as well as Scandinavia, the OG formulation. I have a regular MAC Fix Plus hiding down here, which is always good to have. I must have replaced this recently from, I must have replaced this recently from Kosas. That's why it's in the box still. So we'll see. If I have another one up here, I'll have to get rid of one. All of these, I put so many staples down here. I love the M Cosmetics Divine Water. It's very hydrating. Peach and Lily is one of the best to actually give you glass skin. I can tell these are from a recent time when I did a setting spray video because all these are the good ones. Fenty Beauty, low-key one of the longest lasting setting sprays. Tear is also really nice. It's a nice all-arounder. I don't think it specializes in anything specific, but it sets the makeup good. I have the Urban Decay, gotta keep, and the best setting spray of all time. I always stock up on this, always have this on hand. Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Let's see what we got in here. You guys. Okay. Benefit Professional. I can't even tell you the last time I've used this, but I keep this because I do cover Benefit. I am going to go ahead and declutter this Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. I just don't ever really talk about it, so I don't think I need it. I love this Makeup by Mario one. I really do feel like it perfects my makeup and makes my makeup last longer. We have the ABH, which I need to keep. This one is decent for long wear as well. It's not an all-time favorite of mine, but I have the One Size Until Dawn long wear setting spray, but this one has SPF in it as opposed to the other one, which I guess is good, but I don't need two because I have dry skin anyways. I don't really get my use out of this, so I'm gonna get rid of this one, not because it's bad. I just don't need two in my collection, so I will keep the one. It does make makeup last longer. I also have this matte setting spray, which I find doesn't really mattify from Milk. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I don't need that. I'm also gonna get rid of my Mario Badescu. I just don't use it, even though it's like a lot of people like it. I don't use it, and one of my friends coming over this weekend, she loves this, so I'll give that to her. Half Magic Dew Lock. I really don't remember what I think of this. Is this leaking? It feels wet around here. No, it's not leaking. I don't remember what I think about this, so I'm gonna hold on to it. This SPF, it's crazy because it sits on top of the skin when you apply it, but when you press it in, it suddenly blurs the makeup. So love-hate relationship with that, but I'm gonna keep it. We have, this one is the Bridal Makeup Finishing Spray from Scandinavia. I really don't know the difference between this and this Bridal one and the regular, but since I already have the regular, I'm gonna give that one away. We just need some space. Kosas, is this a different one? Yes, so this one I like better than the other one I showed you. This one is dewy. I actually am gonna spray this on my face soon when my skincare soaks in a bit. I really like it. Okay, is this the one with the broken? Yeah, this one is broken. I'm gonna transfer this product elsewhere, so we'll deal with that later. We have Hailey's Beauty setting spray. I don't use it too often, but I do like Hailey's Beauty, so I'll keep it. I mean, in OG setting spray, it does a really nice job. It is not as good as setting sprays that come out nowadays, but I still really do like it. I don't need this because I've already kept the other one. One Size, I do love the powder melt one. This is so good too. We have the Your Skin But Better setting spray. This is fairly new in my collection. I don't think I need it. It is very good, but I'm just going to pass it on before it goes bad or anything. It's one of those products where if I get it in PR, I'll hold on to it because I know I like it, but I know I'm not going to get a ton of use out of it because look at all of this, so I'll give that away. Someone will use it. We have the Shape Tape Stay Spray, which I really can't tell you too much about, so I'm going to give that one away. This is not very good, but I tried it this year, so I have it for some videos. You just saw me like itching my belly. I need that for some videos. This one, so good. The Hourglass Soft Focus Setting Spray. It really does make the makeup look nicer on the skin. I have two Glow Recipe Ultrafine Mists. I do really like this, so I'll keep the one that I haven't opened yet. So I'll keep them in boxes to remind myself that this hasn't been used. And then so I have this one. which is still perfectly good. I'll just pass that off. Which one is this for? I have no clue. I have a couple more Urban Decay sprays, and these are the older formulation before they reformulated, but I feel like people say this one's better. I really can't tell the difference, but this is the one with hyaluronic acid, and then this one gives glow. I'm gonna keep them though. And then this one's hopefully not broken, right? No. Okay, and then I gotta keep this because I love those. I've actually decided I'm going to declutter this one. I don't think I'll use it too often. Just in reevaluation mode. It's a bit crowded in here, but it fits. I'll have to edit this at a later time. How many am I decluttering? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I am decluttering 11 setting sprays. Okay, so that sums up second part of this declutter. We got the primers, the powders, and the setting sprays out of the way. Stay tuned. Next part of the declutter is quite overwhelming. Bronzers, blushes, and highlighters, which I feel like is pretty much half of my makeup collection. Kind of dreading it, but I'm about to film it right now, so see you at the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you love declutters, give me a thumbs up, and I'll have the next part up very, very soon. Bye, guys.
It's delicious.